Hey girl, you want to go across again?
A life which was chosen with a risk, my self-reliance. We're talking about someone who touched millions of lives without even trying to be a star. Someone who showed us that life doesn't always have to be about the rush, the noise, or the chaos. We're talking about Shawn James, the man behind My Self Reliance. If you've ever stumbled across one of his videos, you know the feeling. It's not just a YouTube video, it's like stepping into another world, a quieter one, a raw one, where the only sounds you hear are the birds in the background, the crackle of firewood, or the swing of an axe cutting into a log. But before we get into what made Shawn so different, let's rewind a little. Shawn wasn't born into fame. He didn't chase the algorithm, didn't put on a show for the camera. He was just a man trying to live on his own terms. Out in the Canadian wilderness, he decided to build a life not with shortcuts, not with fancy machines, but with his own two hands. And trust me, that vulnerability and raw honesty is what made his journey so powerful. You see, Shawn started his YouTube channel as a way to document his life, not for clout, not for subscribers, not for money, just to show what self-reliance really looks like. And that's exactly what he gave us. So what did we actually see in his videos? It wasn't a staged drama or over-the-top commentary. Number. Shawn gave us the beauty of nature, pure and unfiltered. He showed us the rhythm of homesteading life, from hand-building a log cabin deep in the woods, to cooking simple meals over an open fire, to walking through the forest with his dog Callie. It was all about peace, simplicity, and survival. Every video felt like therapy. No rush, no background music screaming at you, no clickbait, just a man in the wilderness. And that's where his vulnerability shone the brightest, because you could see the struggle, the sweat, the silence. Every log he carried, every wall he built, every fire he lit, it wasn't easy, but it was real. And in a world that's constantly chasing fake perfection, Shawn's authenticity became a safe space for millions of viewers. Think about it. How many creators do you know who can just set up a camera, build a cabin, and barely even speak, yet still pull in millions of views? That was Shawn's gift. His silence spoke louder than words. His work was his voice. But let's not forget the man behind the content. Shawn wasn't superhuman. He had his own struggles, his own doubts, his own tough days, and yet he kept going. That's what made people connect with him so deeply. He wasn't showing off, he was simply living. And in showing us his life, he reminded us what life really means. For so many of us, watching Shawn became more than entertainment. It became healing. A lot of people tuned in not just to learn about self-reliance, but to escape their own noisy, stressful lives. His channel gave people hope that there's another way to live, a way that's slower, calmer, and more connected to the earth. And that's why Shawn's journey wasn't just about building cabins or surviving in the woods. It was about building something far bigger, a bond with his audience. Every video felt personal, like he was letting us into his quiet world. And that bond? It's what made him unforgettable. Of course, along the way, Shawn's channel grew. From a man quietly filming in the forest, he became one of the most beloved homesteading creators on YouTube. His videos racked up millions of views, his audience stretched across the globe, and yet he never lost that original spark. He never became commercial. He stayed true to his roots. But you know what hits the hardest? The fact that behind those serene videos, Shawn was carrying so much. There were health struggles, there were personal challenges, and yet he never let that stop him from creating. That's the kind of strength that doesn't always get talked about, but it deserves to be remembered. Because here's the truth, Shawn wasn't just building cabins in the woods, he was building resilience. He was showing us how to stand tall, how to keep moving forward even when life feels heavy. That's a lesson that goes beyond YouTube. That's a lesson about life itself, and maybe that's why his passing felt so personal to so many of us. When the news came out, it wasn't just about losing a creator. It felt like losing a friend, a guide, a reminder of peace in our chaotic world. But even though Shawn may not be with us anymore, his legacy is. Every video he uploaded, every cabin wall he built, every fire he lit on camera, it's all still there. His work lives on, and so does his spirit. So when we look back at Shawn's journey, what do we really see? We see a man who didn't need to scream for attention, who didn't need to fake anything. A man who proved that vulnerability is not weakness, it's strength. That showing up as your true self can impact the world more than any trend ever could. And maybe that's the takeaway. And maybe that's the takeaway for all of us. In a time where everyone's chasing likes and followers, Shawn showed us that sometimes just being yourself, just living simply and honestly, can inspire millions. So here's to Shawn James, a builder, a dreamer, a man who taught us the beauty of silence, the strength of vulnerability, and the power of nature. His journey may have ended, but his story and his message will always stay alive. If you like this video, comment down below your love about Shawn James, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.